You don't attract what you want. You attract what you're ready to receive, what you're primed to receive, what you feel worthy of receiving, not on a conscious level, but on a subconscious energetic level. Welcome to part two of the brand new Walk into Wealth series that I'm doing for you for a short period of time for free. This is where you're going to energetically repair, reprogram, and recalibrate your identity to be a direct match for the money and lifestyle your next level requires. Because staying where you're at in this current programming and your current operating system is only going to keep you where you're at right now. It's time to install some upgrades. And that's what we're doing here during this series. Before we get into it, I want to remind you that to really amplify and accelerate the work that we're doing here, I have created for you a wealth guided journal. Now, this isn't some like AI generated basic template thing, okay? Like if you're familiar with me and the brand, there is nothing basic that we do over here. You're going to be shooketh that I am giving this to you for free, the first 222 of you. It's a 48-page guided journal. It is stunning, and it is designed to complement the work you're doing here, and it's designed for you to look forward to doing this. This does not require hours of your time. This is going to keep your focus and attention. I know my fellow crazy brain people very well because I am one, and you want to make sure that you get this. So go to projectmewithtiffany.com/wealthy, projectmewithtiffany.com/wealthy. You can swipe up in the direct link to getting your free guided journal delivered directly to you. You can print it out at home, or a lot of people I'm seeing are printing it out at an office supply store and then binding it and making it a whole vibe, which I know you guys love office supplies as much as I do. So it's so fun seeing where you guys are going on your wealthy walks and what you're doing with your journals already. I'm blown away, and I'm really moved by how much and how deeply this is hitting you. I knew it. I knew it in my bones. I knew it on a cellular level, how badly this was needed. And that's why I am giving it for free for a short period of time, and then it will be available for purchase. So the resource links are all in the show notes. Like I said, you can swipe up, and it's also here on Project Me TV on YouTube in the description. All right, let's go, my wealth walkers. You're being called. It's time. Part two. You only attract what you're energetically available to receive, what you have the capacity to receive on an emotional level, on a cellular level, on a physical level, on a mental level. And this is part two, the energetics of receiving more, where we are recalibrating you and your nervous system to be able to take in more abundance. And this isn't just about money. It's about the other things you're wanting to call into your life: friendship, support, health, lightness, freedom of time, freedom of energy, and of course, all of the luxuriating things that you want included in this next level lifestyle that is being called in. It's on its way to you. In fact, it already exists. It's that you haven't been an energetic match for it. So there's a block going on there where your body and your cells are saying, not yet, not yet. And the universe is trying to deliver it. In fact, there's been other things that have happened, and you've had knocks on the door, and you've had signs, and you've had intuition, and you've had God shots, and you're like, what is going on? What am I missing here? This is the thing that you're missing. It's not that you think that you are available for more and there's supposed to be more. You have this yearning for more. You even have the visuals of it. You can see it, you can taste it. And then you start even doubting yourself, thinking like, maybe I was wrong. Like, who am I to think I can have all of this with like such ease, grace, and joy? Like, maybe I'm delulu and not in a good way. Maybe this manifestation thing is hocus pocus. It's all real. It's that you have not made the space for it, and it's not to blame yourself or myself. We don't even realize you're doing it. This is why we cannot go on this journey alone. This is why we need guides. This is why we need coaches. This is why we need mentors, this is why we need to allow the space to do these abundance walks, to do these wealth walks, to be able to have time in quiet, to have time in stillness, to have time in solace, because that is when we can be completely tuned in to our higher self, our higher power, and our inner guide. And that is step one in doing this work. So desire alone isn't enough. Your energy, beliefs, and nervous system must align with what you say you want. And I always include stats and facts for you, because when you've got a crazy brain, we need to provide it with solid evidence and receipts. Otherwise, it's going to go off into some weird land of trying to convince you that it's not possible for you. And I will not allow that on my watch. Over 80% of financial decisions are emotion-based, not logic-based. And this has been heavily studied by Stanford, okay? So if you subconsciously associate more money with more stress, more pressure, more judgment, more abandonment, you will block it even while consciously desiring it, even while consciously working for it. So my fellow people who get into the doing like me, that can even have a tendency of overdoing, overgiving, workaholism type tendencies, okay? Even people pleasing. You do more and more and more and do all the things, whether it's with work, whether it's with relationships, whether it's with even your body. And it's like, why is nothing working? Why is nothing working? And that is because of what we are going to recalibrate you today. So there's a difference between scarcity energy and receiving energy. Scarcity energy sounds like, I need this to work. I can't afford that. Clients aren't buying right now. Nobody is buying because of the economy. Receiving energy sounds like, I trust the right clients are already on their way. I'm available for more. I can handle more. I'm delighted to have more. In fact, right now, I know I'm safe. I know I'm secure. I know I'm supported. And I really do have more than enough right now. Although I do welcome more and I desire more, I know that I am currently divinely supported. Just notice how much different that feels in your body, even when you are hearing me say the scarcity energy language versus the receiving language. Language creates an emotional tone. So repeated lack-based language conditions your nervous system to stay in survival mode. That's why I want you to notice in your body when you're going, there's not enough. This is not working. Oh my God, everyone's going to judge me. Oh, this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to be energetically depleted in order to do this. I'm going to have to do more in order to get more. I'm going to have to be more in order to have more. Even with me doing this right now, I can feel my heart starting to pound. My throat is starting to clench. I'm even starting to get really warm. And that's putting you in a fight, flight, or freeze mode. And you're staying in that response. So you're not going to be able to stop your brain from going into some of these pattern thoughts, because we're mere human beings and we're flawed. But if you are not consciously staying ahead of it and making sure you bring awareness to it, then it's just running amok. And if you let it run amok, it is going to block your manifestations. So we need to make sure that you are taking inventory of these thoughts and how it's making you feel, and what is a different thought and a different belief that you can buy into, not some pie in the sky thing, but what you can buy into just for today, even just for the hour. If you're really in a spiral, which we all get into sometimes, okay? Like, you saw me behind the scenes here, and I would say all of 2025 and the end of 2024, there were lots of meltdowns and lots of spirals. And I had to take things even a half an hour at a time. What is a thought? What is a belief I can make just for this 30 minutes, just for this hour, just for today? We don't need to go 25 steps ahead. Slow and steady and easy does it. And I know that you have been taught fast, go, now, rapid, instant, in 10 days and 30 days, this all has to happen. And then you get that reinforced by the algorithm that you have now set and programmed your brain to see. So then you start seeing everyone has everything faster than you. Everyone has more than you. You see it online, you see it in real life, and it just keeps this nervous system going, going, going. No wonder why you're exhausted. And that's why I have created, to go along with this, your Wealthy Guided Journal. And you will see once you get it that it perfectly complements this. And it's gorgeous. This is not some basic thing. You will see. The first 222 of you get it for free. So even if you have to pause this episode before we get into the deeper portion of this, where I really need you to truly tap in, go to projectmewithtiffany.com/wealthy. It's also in the show notes in the description here on YouTube. And then I want you to make sure you take a moment to print it. Do something that feels delightful to you and your inner child. If it feels delightful for you to take it somewhere and have it printed and go pick out a really fun, 3-ring binder that has sparkles on it, or you put stickers on it and you 3-hole punch it and put it in there. Or if it delights you to have a store put a spiral bound on it for you. Do whatever is going to make that feel abundant. This is your special journal just for this. This is a journal that you're going to come back to even years from now and go, oh my God, that is what started one of the biggest recalibrations, the biggest shifts in my entire life. That's what this is designed to do. Overgiving, people pleasing, undercharging, constant need for external validation, a sign for a sign for a sign, needing to see the clients, needing to see the cash, needing to see the views, needing to see the pounds go down on the scale, needing to see that you're getting attention from certain people in order to be okay, in order for it to be working. It's all a signal to the universe that you don't truly value yourself. It makes me emotional sharing that, because I'm remembering the old version of me before I've done many levels of recalibrations and new operating systems, where my entire identity was dependent on external validation. And it is so deeply, deeply empty and painful, and it's a hole that you will never fill. A Harvard study on the stress response shows that even perceived threats, like fear of being judged, fear of being canceled, fear of being abandoned, activate the same fight or flight response as physical danger. So if your body doesn't feel safe having more, it is going to block it. Regulating your nervous system to hold on to more wealth. Your body must feel safe receiving and holding abundance. And I'm going to take you through an exercise to help get you into that spot that you can come back to. But here are some other tools that I've used and many of my clients and close friends have used to help get you there. I, in fact, have done a lot of these in order to position me to get into the abundance and receiving energy around bringing this brand new walk in to your Wealthiest season series. When you go into a launch, when you put something out new into the world, I knew that if I put this out and I wasn't in a good energy, which is why it's coming out now, I was going through a deeply, deeply painful growth period. When I realized it, I went, oh my God, this is going to be one of my biggest manifestation accelerations in my life. And I know because I've had 3 others. And it is like the dark night of the soul. It is an ego death. It is where you really want to give up. It is, wow. And a couple episodes back, you can listen to the 7 signs that you are in that, or you were in that. I had to wait until I tipped out of that, where I'm on the other side of it, in order to have brought this to you. I could not have brought this to you in the energy I was in before. So here are some other things that you can do. And it's meant to try different things to see what work. And what works in some seasons for you might not work in others, but give yourself energy and time to experiment. Give yourself permission. So try out breath work. In fact, I don't like the word try. Try is actually not an option here. You're going to experiment. You're going to do it. And not just one time and say it doesn't work for you. That's why there's a series of 7 of these, and 2 episodes are releasing a week. So you can re-listen to them several times each week while taking your wealth walks. And while you're on this wealth walk, I want to see my abundance walkers. I want to see where you guys are walking. What are you doing to move your body? Take a video, take a picture, share it on social media, and tag me at Project Me with Tiffany on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. And I will then have you entered in one of our giveaways. We're doing really fun abundance giveaways throughout this. So the more you post about this and share, and obviously share the series with a friend who you know would really appreciate this. Plus, you're also multitasking, moving your body and walking. Okay. So you're going to also get snatched at the same time. We love a good multitasking over here. And if you leave a written Apple Podcast review, you also get additional entries. Just leave your name or your social media handle inside the review. That would be so appreciated. If you don't know how to leave a review, you can ask ChatGPT or Google it. It's very simple. It takes about 30 seconds. So somatic movement is part of why I do my abundance walks, right? Intentional, deliberate movement. It's not like we're doing burpees or running on a treadmill and you're listening to this. There's a reason why it's walking, and it's not me having you do some crazy type of workout while doing it, okay? That would only activate your cortisol and activate your nervous system more. Maybe you want to try like EFT tapping. Maybe it's doing abundance baths. Just try a combination of things, coloring. Maybe it's reading a few pages of a book. Maybe it's the series. You'll get really into doing a guided journal, and that's part of it. But if you're not creating any sort of new additions to your routine, it's going to be very hard for you to transform into this different energetic level and version of you. Doing the same thing won't get you there. It's going to only get you the same results. So if you try to bypass this and like try to get away with it, it's not going to work and you're going to end up at the same spot. And then I would ask you, you know what? Why are you not following the guidance I'm giving you here? Someone where even if you're new to me, you'll grow. I hope to trust me and respect me and really enjoy our time together. And if you're not new to me, you know that what I teach is legit and it's worked for thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and it's science-based. So not doing it is something for you to look at. I would want you to ask yourself, why do I have so much resistance to doing this beautiful Walk into Your Wealthiest Season series and printing this journal? And why is my brain coming up with things like, oh, I'll wait until the kids are out of school. I will wait till the kids are in camp. I will wait till I'm not as busy at work. I will do it after vacation. Ada bada boo, bada bida bada boo. That's all resistance coming up. That is how tricky it is. That is the subconscious way that you're energetically blocking your abundance. You're coming up with things that sound reasonable, and you are pleading a case of why you don't have time to step into this new version of you because you're afraid of something. If you need to pause this episode here, that's okay. Maybe you need to sit on a bench, or you just need to like stretch for a minute and type it in your notes app and answer that question for yourself. What am I afraid of? I'll tell you what I was afraid of. I was afraid of my next level expansion, because when I expanded last time, really big, you guys, some scary shit happened. And I share a lot about it in my email community in the Secret Posse. If you're in there, if you're not, you definitely want to be part of it. And by getting the guided journal, you'll automatically be put in the Secret Posse, because the stuff I share in there is really not meant for public consumption. It is 20 layers deep of intimacy and vulnerability. But wow. A lot of beautiful, incredible, amazing things happened. But some of my worst fears also happened, and it shooketh me. And so I was afraid to expand any further, because I thought if I expand any further, I'm only going to get more of this. And this was already so painful. The abandonment, the betrayal, the nastiness, the haters, the devil, the dark forces. But I was so focused on all of that crap, which really, if I were to put it on an Excel spreadsheet or I were to put it on a chart, there was about 10 to 15% of that. Okay. I'm not going to bullshit you, because that was a really big expansion. But look at all the rest. 85% of it was absolutely glorious. And I was so fixated on all the other stuff, which only kept me in a full full fight, flight, or freeze response, which then I started blocking opportunities. I started blocking the support that I'd been craving. I started blocking the next energy and level of abundance. I started blocking further growth of my podcast. And even though at a certain point I was aware that I was doing it, I was so frozen. I was so in a state and I didn't know how to get out, but I knew I needed to get out. But I was terrified. But that all had to happen and have me work through all of that in order for me to create this experience for you. I literally have created exactly what I wish I had going through this that would have got me through it faster, and I would have felt supported and I would have felt safe. And so when I'm telling you the things that you need to do, I don't want you feeling guilty. Like I'm taking more time to sleep. I'm taking more time in nature. I'm taking more time away from people. I'm having to say no to things. I'm even having to set more boundaries with my family, with my own kids, because I'm needing more quiet space. And it can feel selfish because you've not maybe taken as much of that before. I need you to trust it. I need you to fucking take it. You're being called to take it. It is absolutely necessary, not just for yourself, but for those around you and for the greater good. You might even get a calling where I have a client who randomly got a calling that she needed to go on a trip to Costa Rica. And when she looked on paper, it was like, this doesn't really make financial sense because I'm leaving my career and that's not really smart to spend that kind of money right now. But the calling was so strong, and because of the teachings and her having my support. And I would tell you if this was radically irresponsible. And I go, this would be radically irresponsible for you not to. You're being called to go. There's a big difference between it's like, oh, I just want to go, or, oh, I feel bad. I haven't taken the family on a trip for a long time, or, oh, I feel like I have to go on this girls' trip because if I don't, like, I won't be in the friend group anymore. It's not out of fear, obligation, or guilt. That's different. I want you to cut out all of those things right now, at least while you're doing this series. Nothing can be out of fear, obligation, or guilt, only for fun or for free, only the stuff you're being called to do. You may feel called to go to another level with me, to take my Make More Work Less Money and Manifestation program, which that takes this many levels deeper. And I have a special offer for you guys right now. And that link is inside the show notes. I'm not going to take time here to go into it, but you're getting it for 55% off. And I've never offered that before. It's a one-time offer just for my wealth walkers. And you will be shooketh at what you're getting for that. And that's if you are all in on this thing. All in on this thing is combining my Make More Work Less program with what we're doing here and my wealth guided journal. So you can go to projectmewithtiffany.com/special offer in the description on YouTube, and of course here in the show notes. But if you feel called at some point to do that, if you feel called at some point to join my posse membership, if you feel called at some point that you want to start writing your book, or you want to start having a business, or you want to have a certain offer that comes out in your business and it feels like it came out of nowhere, you need to trust it. That is where this walk into your wealthiest season series came from. And I trusted it. And you're going to learn the difference in your body, in your nervous system. A calling is grounded. There's no frantic energy in it. There's no fear energy. There's no obligation energy. There's no guilt energy. There's no have to energy. It's an energy of knowing. And it could be you need to go to a craft store. It could be I want to get stickers for my wealth journal. It could be I really want to buy myself flowers today. Commit to yourself right now that during our time together in this series, that you'll commit to following through and doing those things. And you can take a pause and go, is this a calling or is this fear, obligation, guilt? And if it's a calling, do this for yourself and trust it. You will see what happens. A University of Michigan study found that people with high emotional regulation skills earn $10,000 more per year on average due to stronger decision making and less burnout. Okay, just saying. Receiving is a skill. It is not a personality trait. You don't have to be naturally confident to receive, okay? I was not naturally confident most of my entire life. You just have to practice becoming the version of you who believes she's safe and deserving of having more and believing that it's possible for you, okay? So, CNBC reports that 58% of Americans feel financially behind, even among high earners, which is proof that is showing that wealth is more about internal alignment than income alone. It used to never be enough for me. I was like, I need to make six figures, then it will be enough. Then it was a 500,000. Nope, that's not enough. 1 million will be enough for me to feel safe and secure. Nope, then it needs to be 2 million. It's not about that. You can think it's about that. And I know it can be easy to go, well, of course you can say that, Tiffany, because you're already there. I promise you, it's not about that. It's about feeling safe, secure, and supported now, even in debt, even when the shit's hitting the fan. And I can speak to this because I used to make $17,000 a year. Okay. Like I've been at all the stages of in between. I've had chaotic times in business where I had to take my business down by 90% and just be barely making enough to pay my bills. I've been in all the seasons, and I'm very honest with you guys about all those seasons. I've had all the things happen. I've had people who have trusted embezzle money from me. I've had employees completely fuck me over. I've had people steal from me. I have had failed launches, but I've also had all the success on the other side. And the beautiful, I guess you could say, if we want to say what is the spiritual hack, what is the energetic trick, is every single day doing internal and external actions and calibration of that you are secure and safe and supported no matter what is going on externally. And that is when your nervous system feels safe to receive. That is when your voice softens. That is when your muscles release, the tension releases. That is when you actually remember to breathe and you stop holding your breath. That is when you stop frantically running around and doing all the things and refreshing to see how videos perform, how many people have opened your emails, how many people are buying. That is when we start walking with ease. That is when you will start making more and working less. Okay, so I want you to swap. I need this to work for. I'm available to receive with ease and overflow now. Speak from the version of you who already has it. Like you did in part 1, that higher self version of you. What would she say? What would he say? Not the old version of you that's begging for it, desperado for it, but that beautiful version of you that's knowing, that's smiling with a gentle, soft smile, saying, it's already here for you, sweetie. What is it that she's saying to you? Now we're going to get into anchoring in and having somewhere you can go that it's going to shift your energy into a space of receiving, and it's designed for you to listen to again and again and again. And I really want you to tap in with me, okay? Be aware of your surroundings, right? But I want you to take a couple deep breaths. Notice 3 things that are beautiful around you that represent abundance. And you could be walking in a city, you could be next to a beach, you could be in a park, you could be doing laps around your backyard. It could be that you see a flower that's growing through a crack in the concrete, which really is a miracle, right? It shows the perseverance of nature. It always blows my mind when I see that. It could be a piece of art that someone has outside one of their buildings. It could be one of your favorite trees. It could be the clouds. It could be how the sun is just happening to hit you on this day, or the breeze is hitting in a way that feels so good against your skin. It could be the way that you're feeling now, right now, where it's like, oh, I actually feel a moment of exhale. I feel a moment of reprieve. I didn't realize how much I was carrying. I didn't realize how much tension. It could be the feeling of validation that by you listening to this, you're like, someone actually understands how I'm feeling, and I'm not alone in this, and I'm not the only one. If I was the only one, Tiffany wouldn't have created this, that this is actually all part of it. I'm not going through all this for nothing. I'm actually being redirected. I'm being redesigned. I'm being recalibrated. In fact, this is an essential part of it. I don't like it, but at least I know there's a deeper purpose for it. At least now I have direction and guidance on exactly what I'm supposed to do. I have a GPS in order to navigate through this. I'm walking now with purpose towards my wealthiest season of life in every possible way. I want you to picture a time in your life. It could have been yesterday, it could have been years ago, it could have been decades ago, where you felt pure abundance and peace and safety. It could have been on a vacation where you were sitting at a cabin in the mountains, taking it all in, having a coffee, having some quiet time, where you didn't feel like you had to do anything. It could be when you were taking a bath the other night. It could be when you were laying down and just taking a moment of rest with one of your animals. It could be a moment of achievement where you were reminded of how far you've come and that you've gotten to a place of even momentary internal peace because you released the person. You finally fucking chose yourself. You set boundaries. You felt free. You allowed yourself to escape maybe the corporate rat race, and it's one of your first free mornings. I remember that feeling, you guys, and it was a long time ago. I really get it. I remember when I didn't have to make the quota and didn't have to go sign on for a meeting, for another meeting that was totally pointless. I didn't have to wear the mask. I didn't have to put on the costume. I didn't have to go to all of the conferences and drink, even though I didn't want to drink. Because if you didn't drink, you weren't like, it made people feel uncomfortable or uneasy. I didn't have to hit the ground running in the morning. I could make my own schedule. I didn't have to ask for permission or count how many paid vacation days I had left or strategically use sick time. I could wear my robe. I could ease into the day. I could take the workout class I wanted to take at 9 a.m. I could decide to work on a project at 7 p.m. at night because that's when I felt the most creative and had the most energy, and spend time in the morning getting other things done that made me feel so accomplished. I also remember the feeling very recently of releasing some energy vampires in my life that I really didn't fully realize were sucking my energy, and the expansion I had after of being so scared to release those people and finally releasing them and choosing me and not being so afraid of being alone or being abandoned, and then self-abandoning myself in order to not be abandoned. So I'm creating my own abandonment to myself by staying in it. I bet you're doing a version of that too. And when I finally chose myself, then the support that I had been craving for so long came in. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, I almost couldn't trust it. But I have to make a choice every single day to trust it. Being able to even at 2 p.m. go take a dip in the pool or go talk to Leonard the lemon tree in between calls versus sitting in a car going from appointment to appointment to appointment or worried about, did I miss this or did I miss that? When was the last time that you felt that? I want you to put yourself in that state right now. How that felt in your body. How did it feel in your lungs? How did it feel with your heartbeat? How did it feel in your throat? How was your pace of breath? How was your heart beating? And I bet in those moments, you don't want that to end. You want it to last longer. And there's a part of you that believes it has to end. And I know that living in that state, that's not fully realistic in having the human experience. But you can certainly be in that state 100 times more often than you are now. You can be in that abundant zone, but you have to do things to deliberately guide yourself into the abundant zone gently. I want you to picture your higher self, that new identity of you that was always there that we did in part 1. I want you to picture him or her extending their hand, and she's gently guiding you back to the abundant zone. What is she saying to you? Is it that, sweetie, you just lost your way for a little bit. It's okay. You got caught up in the matrix. It happens when we're having this human experience. You got caught up in the energy of other people's drama, other people's urgency, other people's bullshit. It's okay. Let me guide you back home. Your abundant state of being, that is your home, not the chaotic. The chaotic's only familiar because likely you grew up in a dysfunctional home, or you've been in some relationships that have been chaotic and dysfunctional for so long that it feels familiar and you think that's your home. That's not your true home. That's not your true calling. And she's extending her hand to you. What does her hand feel like? What's the size of it? Does she have long nails? Are they painted a certain color? Does she have any tattoos on her hand? Does she have any jewelry? Any gems? How does her hand feel? Is it soft? Does it feel like air? Is it strong and sturdy? What kind of touch is she taking your hand with and guiding you? And I want you to say out loud, even if it's in a whisper, I trust you. I'm allowing you to guide me. I trust you. I'm allowing you to guide me. It's safe to be guided to abundance. And what are you saying to her? Because she wants to give you space. You can express your fears to her because it can be scary. It can be scary to walk towards the abundance, your manifestations, the freedom, the space, the luxury, the peace, the pleasure that you want, because we're afraid we're not going to get it. We're afraid it's going to last. We're afraid it's going to come at a cost. She's asking you right now, what are you afraid of? But she's holding your hand. You can tell me. I'm not going to judge you. What are you afraid of? And she hears you. Your fears are not facts. Your fears are feelings based on lived experiences and imagined experiences and a collection of gunk that society has told you, that your family has told you, that toxic people have tried to program you with. None of this has to be true anymore. I want you to be willing to release those feelings as facts. They're simply feelings. I don't have to believe these anymore. I'm going to choose to believe something different now. On my path to my wealthiest season, I'm going to choose to believe. What are you choosing to believe? I choose to believe that this is all here and available for me. I choose to believe that I have the capacity to receive everything that I want, that it's safe for me to receive. There's no catch. There's no consequence. That anything that comes up that resembles darkness, that resembles a consequence, that resembles gunky stuff, that's okay. There's always going to be shadows, but 85% or more of it is going to be glorious. And I'm willing and I'm capable of handling any of the gunk that comes up to have all the abundant surge that comes with it. And I'm capable of handling it, or I wouldn't be guided right now to my next level. I'm being guided, I'm being recalibrated, I'm being prepared for all of this right now because it is time, and I'm trusting that it's time. And the universe and God is not going to give you more than you can handle. That can sound cliche, but it's the truth. It might take you right to your edge, but it's not going to give you more than you can handle. It's going to give you what you need to build the faith muscle, the surrender muscle, and the resilience muscle to be able to receive what it is you want to call in. It's building strength so you can carry it, just like a physical muscle. It's building your energetic muscle. I want you to picture somewhere in your body where that muscle has been developed. You can do chakras if that feels better to you. You can do portions of your body. Is it your core? Is it your chest? Your throat? Could be your head, could be your legs, it could be your feet, it could be your hands, of where you are picturing that resilience and recalibration, like where the center hub is. And wherever you think it is, it is. And I want you to send light and a ton of love to that area. Send a light of any color to that area. You're sending energy to that area. And that area came up for you. I guarantee you can feel it. You probably even feel space in that area of your body. That's the space that has expanded for you to receive. And I want you to trust that and nurture that area. Put your hand there. Maybe massage that area. Maybe put lotion or oils or essential oils on that area. Maybe when you're bathing or washing, send extra love to that area. Really put a safety bubble around it to receive. And you're feeling all of these things because it's time. And it is time. It is your time to receive, and it's safe to do so. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you so much. Make sure that you now do the corresponding guided journal portion that goes with this part 2. And don't pressure yourself where you have to do, every single thing every single day. I want you to dedicate time to it, but it's meant to feel good, not another have to. This is, I get to do this. I'm doing this for me. This is how I'm nurturing myself. Don't make this another task for yourself. Make this fun. Go print out the journal. Have a childlike wonder around it. Go to the 99-cent store. Go to Staples. Go to Target. Go somewhere where you get a fun colored notebook or journal or a 3-ring binder, and maybe get a special pen or a set of markers to do this in. Share this with someone who you know will appreciate this and would really enjoy doing the series, who gets this stuff, or even if they're early on, but they come to your head, even if they're like maybe not super into manifestation or have done this deeper level work, but whomever comes to your mind, you're supposed to pay this forward to them. I want you to trust that, and you'll see what beautiful miracles happen as a result. Love you.